That looks good. Oh, what's going on YouTube? Are you still stuck wondering what screen printing is and you really just can't understand it because there's so many steps involved? Don't feel guilty, because in this video I'm going to take you along with me in screen printing t-shirts from design to reality. What's going on everybody? My name is Bhavik Tanak and I'm a 21-year-old screen print shop owner out of my parents' basement. Today in this video I'm going to take you along with me in turning this visual idea into an actual t-shirt. Now I know this video is called Screen Printing for Dummies, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm calling you dummies. It's just a choice of words to grab your attention and show you that this video is going to be simple and easy for you to follow. Now some of the things that we're going to go over is the first, actually getting the design ready to print and then actually printing it on a transparency sheet. Now this transparency sheet is used to burn the design onto the screen, and then after it is burned onto the screen, we're going to go ahead and print it, load it up with ink and print. Now I don't want to tease you all too much by giving you all the details, so get some popcorn, get some munchies, get some soda, grab a beer, grab whatever, grab some candy. I mean, I'm always munching on candy over here, don't mind me, but let's get this video going. Now the first step in screen printing is you got to have your design and prepared to go ahead and print the image. Now in this case we're going to be printing a one color design, which is this one, and luckily we got it vectorized from the client. They had an EPS file, which is what you want. What that means is everything is sharp and not pixelated and rasterized, so the print is clean. Let's take a closer look at this. Alright you guys, this is the design that we're going to print. As you can see, it is vectorized, but I'm going to show you guys exactly how I got this print ready. So I'm going to go ahead and command copy and send it over here. Let's slide this over just so we can show you guys exactly how I did this. We're going to go ahead and get this centered up. You always want to make sure it's centered. Now for the men's shirts, we are doing 11.5, which is right here. I got the width as 11.5. You can make that 12, or you can make it anything. The client wanted 11.5, so we're going to go ahead and do that for the adults. And then we're just going to move this up here. We're going to command copy F and slide this down. For the kids shirts, we're going to go ahead and go to our width again and do 9.5 for the kids shirts. Just double check and make sure it is centered. And now we're going to go ahead and make these registration marks. It's very simple, very easy, especially when it's just a one color design. You go ahead and grab your line tool, pen tool, make a straight line, hold down shift, or else if it's like this, if you hold down shift, it'll straighten itself out. So hold down shift to make it straight. Just make a line, command copy F, and then just simply cross it like that. Make sure that is centered up, and that is. So now we're just going to group that. So just hit command G and get that grouped. Now you want to put a stroke on it. Sometimes your line won't have this stroke, so your line will look like this, but you want to go ahead and select that. Come over here to your stroke. I like to do like a 2-point stroke. It's been working the best for me. Now you want to make sure this is centered up with your design. As you can see, my design is right here, and when I select the whole thing, it's not centered. So we're going to go ahead and click the center tool, and boom, as you can see, that just got centered. Let's do a rewind. It's not centered. Centered. Now it is. All we're going to do is copy and paste this. So command copy F. Whoops. And now we're just going to bring this down. It didn't copy. Alright, copy F. Bring it up. Make sure it's centered once again. And boom. That's done. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the kids' shirts. Now this is just one way to do it. There are other ways, but this is just a simple, easy way that I did it. Especially when starting out, this is just a simple, easy way. And we are on Adobe Illustrator. I highly recommend you get Adobe Illustrator, especially if you're trying to do the screen print stuff. And there we have it. Now this is ready to go get printed. Everything is vectorized, nothing is jagged. Now you're probably wondering, what if it isn't vectorized? Here's a random picture I got from Google. This is not vectorized. You can't print this like this. You can't, as you can see, this is jagged. It doesn't look as sharp as this. Now one easy way to go ahead and get this vectorized is you just drag it in, click on it, go to image trace. Now this is like a lifesaver, especially when I was starting out. Image trace is a lifesaver because it just traces it for you. So I just go ahead and click image trace, and it won't do the best of the best job, but it will do a good job, especially when you're starting out. As you can see, now it is vectorized. Let's do a rewind so I can show you guys the before and after. It went from this to image trace to that. As you can see, that looks a ton better. Now the corners do get not the best, but you can adjust this by going to this window right here, click image trace, bring down this is the threshold. You could adjust it, increase it, and this just changes the design, pads, make that a little better. Whatever you think looks good for you, you just adjust it as you go. Corners, noise down, and that looks good. Now the next step is you want to go ahead and get rid of this white background. So now you want to vectorize it, which is click expand. And now what that did was add these lines. Let's do a rewind and a close-up. So when I click on the image and click expand, as you can see, these blue lines show up, which means it is vectorized. Now I can hit this selection tool, select the white, boom, delete it, and now it's ready. This is a 2-color print now. If you want to just do a 1-color print, one easy way. Now instead of having to select each and every white piece like this to delete it, that's a hassle. You just go ahead and select the white, go to select, same, and you can just click on appearance, and boom, it deletes all the white. This we don't need, take that out, and just like that, this is vectorized and ready to be printed. That's just an easy way to do it, simple way. And yeah, now let's go ahead and get this printed. Now that we got the transparencies printed, now that we got our design printed on transparency paper, I'm going to take you all along with me in burning this design onto the screens. Now that we're here, I'm going to go ahead and grab the screens that are coated in here, but they cannot touch the light. So let's turn the yellow safe light on. There we go. Now that the yellow safe light is on, it's a little dark. I'm sorry if you can't see me as much, but I'm going to go ahead and grab my screen. In this case, I'm going to use a 110 mesh screen and print the design. Now what I'm going to do is use my registration board here and get this design centered up onto the screen and use this exposure unit to expose it. Now pause. I know what you're thinking. What is that green stuff and how did he just wash away the design like magic? Well, it definitely looks magical, but all it is a chemical that we refer to as emulsion, which is a light-safe chemical that we spread up, coat it onto the screen, empty screen front and back. And then all we do is put it into here, which is a light safe, so no light gets into it because the chemical is light safe. So once it's fully dry, that is when we go to expose it, as you saw when I put it under the lamp, and then I go to wash it out. Now the way we burn this design onto the screen is we tape it up on here, and this design is black. So when the light hits this screen, anything the light touches hardens. So this outside is hardened, but when it doesn't touch, the light doesn't go through this black, so that emulsion is still weak and it isn't exposed. So when we go to wash it out, that emulsion just washes out with water pressure, and then the design is made. And that is what makes the opening of the screen to let ink out. Now, the next step in the print process, you gotta know what you're printing. In this case, we are printing 200 plus t-shirts. 3 of the boxes are here for now. The rest should arrive today or tomorrow, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a head start on the order and get these rolling. And just like that, we got all the shirts stacked. Everything is checked in, and to my surprise, everything is here. So we're looking at 200 plus t-shirts right now. Only thing we're missing is a few 3XLs, but that should arrive today or tomorrow. So let's go take this to the print press and start preparing to get this printed. Now that we got the conveyor dryer and flash dryer heating up, let's load this screen onto the press. Now this is where the registration marks that we showed you in the beginning come in handy. Now remember these registration marks, this black line that you see on the board, under it is the center line, so we're just gonna line that up exactly with that center line to make sure that this print is centered out in all the shirts. Now that we got our ink and our squeegee, let's go ahead and load the ink onto the screen and do a test print. So you just want to thoroughly mix your white ink and then throw it onto the screen. Now it's finally time to print. What I'm going to do is just grab a scrap shirt and do a test print first, just to make sure everything is printing right. So flood the ink into the image area and then just push it through. Make sure all the ink has left. And then you send it under the flash dryer for a quick flash. What this does is quickly dries it for like 8 to 10 seconds. This allows it to be just sticky enough to get another coat on it to make it bright and opaque. Now that it's been flashed, let's do our second coat of ink. Check this out. What's going on, everybody? Since the last clip you saw me, it's been about 2 hours since that clip. I actually had to go out and remake the screens because the first screen did not end up well. I don't really have to tell you this, but I'm going to show you all the flaws. That's just what I do. So there's nothing wrong with the first print. The only issue is there was just small ink or emulsion stuck in between, so it wasn't printing through, and it's just the tiniest amount, and this ink was cracking, and that's not something we do over here. So we wanted to make sure it is right, so I went ahead and remade the screens, and as you can see, I used a new ink, And as you can see, this print is a lot more vibrant, white, and it printed perfect. And I could stretch this as much as I want, and it's not going anywhere. I mean, I'm trying hard to crack this, and nothing is happening. So, let's begin production. And just like that, everything is finished. All the black t-shirts are finished. Everything turned out great. Phew! Wow, printing 200 plus shirts like that on a manual press gets rough. I mean, my screen printers out there know that squeegee jamming right into your hand starts to hurt. Your fingers start to hurt. I mean, your joints hurt. I'm a pusher, so my elbows were hurting. But wow, we're past that. Everything turned out great. Unfortunately for the white shirts, I was not able to finish them right now. I do have to remake the screen for that because when I went to do the ink switch out, something went wrong. I do have to remake the screen, but I don't need to show you guys that process because it's the same exact print process, just with a different ink color. There it is, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I tried to keep it simple, short, easy, straight to the point for dummies, like I said, but you're not a dummy. Don't assume that. You're a smarty. And if this video really didn't help and you're still confused on what screen printing is, go ahead and comment your questions down below in the comment section. I'd love to answer your questions. I could try to answer them the best as I can. Thank you all for tuning into this video. I spent a lot of time in this video from taking you step by step from beginning to end because the screen print process is pretty long, so it's hard to condense it all, but I think I did a pretty damn good job. Now please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you already haven't. This really helps me. I spent a lot of time, especially behind the scenes when things are going bad, such as having to remake screens and stuff, and still following through with this video takes a lot, but I did it for you all to better understand screen printing. Now, if you want to stay connected with me and my company, go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Aesthetic Imprints, same thing as the YouTube channel. I'd love to connect with you. I post on there daily on exactly what I'm printing. So Instagram actually sees the stuff before YouTube even does. Like, I'm sure Instagram saw this print before I posted on YouTube. Anyways, I don't want to talk too much. Thank you all for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash the subscribe button. Check out these videos because I guarantee if you like this video, I go more detailed in all my other videos. There's longer ones. Go check them out, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember one thing, no grind, no glory. So start your hustle, start your grind, and keep grinding, keep hustling, and that's all you can do.